Greetings, Earthlings. Today we're going to do a simple Q&A session, sort of. And basically I'm forcing you to keep me company as I fix something here, or rather just take a look at it. It is a little bit after midnight. This is usually my most productive time. But I will just talk through a few things and answer some of your Q&As. Is that even right? Do you say Q&As? Answer some Q&As? No, you say it's a Q&A session. So yes, you might be wondering, this is a transmission mode switch from an older Toyota. I want to repurpose it for something a little bit more interesting. So this might be a slightly longer video because it'll just be mostly me doing what I usually do when I have some time to myself and I'm off official duty. Yeah. So yeah, I have a list of questions, some questions that came up over the past weeks with guys asking different things, trying to know a little bit more about me and what I do. And I'm not always very forthcoming because some mystery is nice. A little mysteries never hurts. Yes, but I put together the questions. I just ramped them up from all the social media that I could get, and I'll go through them one by one, hoping that they take enough time for me to finish this. So you might be wondering what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to get this switch to release from the housing. And these little guys here, these are just strips from your wiper blades. I have found they come in very handy when you're doing such things because they allow you to just kind of mess around without hurting the switch too much. Yeah, so shall we start? I have a notepad open on my side here. So I'll just read through as I do this. Let's start with the first one. What's your real name? Well, my government alias should stay a little secret. But if you must know, I am Bruce Wayne. Master Wayne to you, if you must. But yes, I've been inspired by Batman all my life. So a lot of what I do is Batman related. And so yes, I'm sorry, that one I shall have to pass. Okay, second question. What car do you drive? Sounds like a trick question. I drive a bunch of cars. Not all of them are owned by me, but I do drive quite a few, and maybe that's where I get my experience from. So shall I just say Toyota, Mazda, Nissan? Those are some of the ones I drive most often. Then, like I said, I don't own all of them because of the nature of my work. But I have a fair bit of experience. So you might be wondering why I'm taking so long doing this. It's because these guys are usually very fidgety, and they break very easily. I mean, these things are at least 10 years old. So I like to take my time just to make sure I don't injure anything, because once it's broken, that's it. And that is usually not so interesting because getting replacements are not funny. So yes, you might think I don't know what I'm doing by taking too long, but it is the art of patience. Yes, so let's see. My fingers feel all slimy. It actually is slimy. Let's see. Yeah, the guy did drop something on it. Oh, this car, or rather this switch looks like it was from a car where it sits near the gear selector, and that's usually a very, very massive spill point for drinks and things like that. So, those are wiggled loose. I need just to clean it up a little bit. Let me also take this chance to remove the illumination, the lamp that powers, or rather backlights, this guy. Yeah. That's the one responsible for giving you the backlight illumination. Alright, so, next question. How many cars do you have? Oh, it's almost like the guy read my mind. I have a bunch of cars too. I am thankful to the Lord for having given me the opportunity to own a bunch of cars. And let's see. Let me start actually in order of ownership. Peugeot 205, Toyota Starlet Reflect, Toyota Starlet Glanza V, Mazda 323, Nissan Dualis, I'm forgetting the names of my children. Nissan Tida, Toyota, not a Trueno, Toyota AE86. Am I wrong? Yeah, this old man memory is actually bad for me. But yes, there's a bunch of cars. So I will say again, I'm very blessed. And the thing about guys like us is we we like to buy them cheap. We don't spend a lot of money on these cars because we know we can fix them up. So you just buy it as cheap as you can, and then you do whatever you can with it. Alright, next question. Do you name all your cars? Yes, I do. Yes, gladly name all the cars. And I could go through names of cars that I have previously owned and currently own. Of course, there's the most common Dark Knight, which seems to be trending more than myself. And then there is Italia. Actually, I should do better. I should give you the car name and then I should tell you what it is. So Dark Knight, Toyota Starlet, Italia, Nissan Dualis, the Flea is a Mazda 323, Astrid is a Nissan Tida, Austin is a Mini Morris, and Hachi is of course the AE86. That's all I can remember for now. I'm doing terribly at this, huh? Okay, next question. How long have you done this? Oh, this, I guess this means mechanical stuff, electrical stuff. I honestly can't remember how long, but it's been a while. I think maybe since early high school, probably. And that's because I've always been tinkering with things. As long as I can remember, I've always tinkered with things. Fixing stuff, investigating whenever it was necessary. And yeah, so it's probably going to 20 years now, with hands-on experience. I don't have any papers from any engineering college or anything like that. I do not have any certifications whatsoever. This is just hands-on experience. And as with everything else, you tend to learn a little bit about things if you experiment. I mean, reading is good, reading is very good, but it helps to also try it. Just actually try stuff. Yeah. Okay. What do you use to record your videos? Oh, it just so happens I borrowed a GoPro from a good friend of mine, and it seems like I own it now because I haven't returned it yet. I should start paying a lease for it. But I use the GoPro Hero 3 sometimes. Most of the times I use my trusted, recently acquired OnePlus 5. Other times I use Samsung Note 4, which is actually sick. It's the one I was checking the time on earlier. This guy has served me for very long, and it has seen better days, but still works. And yes, so I'll stick to the script. Just answer the questions and maybe just talk through other things later. All right, next, what software do you use to record your? What software do you use to edit your videos? Now. Video editing, for those of you who don't know, is very hard work. Do not be fooled. It is actually a full-time job to edit video. So I'm a simple man. I don't have too much time for video. And so I use Windows Movie Maker. Who would have guessed? Very simple, very straightforward, and it works. It just works. So it doesn't take me long to figure out how to use it, and then of course after learning how to use it, then you make the best of using it, of course. Yep. Sorry, I might be distracted at some point because I'm also trying to do this. Okay, have you ever got hurt really bad? Yes. Oh, yes. Quite badly, I might add. But the two most memorable ones were actually the first one. I don't even know what was happening, but I was using a highly flammable degreaser / cleaning agent, and you know when they say on the bottle that this product is flammable, you don't take them that seriously because you're like, it can't be that bad, right? Yeah, wrong. This was super flammable. So I started cleaning up. There was an open flame. I kid you not, maybe I don't know, 6 feet. Yeah, 6 feet, give or take. There was an open flame. It was a jiko being set alight. Oh, for the non-African audience, a jiko is basically a charcoal stove. So 6 feet away, jiko is aflame. I'm moving my cleaning product, and boom, the container I was carrying, it was an open container, it caught fire and just singed my fingers, just a bit, just a little bit, to remind you that you're human. Of course, reflex had me drop the entire contraption, and that was not a very interesting day. But I did learn that you need to take some of these warnings a bit seriously, like literally seriously. So that was a good experience. Because it doesn't happen to, those are not everyday sorts of things. So that was interesting. Second time I got hurt really bad, I think I shared it probably on IG because that was not so long ago. one of my cars tried to take off my finger. Damn you, Dark Knight. So what happened was also very interesting. The Dark Knight has an auto start feature which I have modified, of course, and it's modified to run the engine every so often if you don't crank it and the car is sitting for a while. So that basically helps keep the battery alive even if you were to be away. So one time I had just come from a trip, and so the battery was a little low. Not low enough, but a little low. And I was tinkering around the engine bay, and the knight, not knowing that his human master is around, decides, oh well, battery's running low, need to crank the engine. Boom! Fires up right when I am around the belt area. And lo and behold, my finger gets caught in the belt. And because I am Batman, still human though, yeah, took off a nice chunk of skin, just like that. Yeah, that was also very hilarious, after the fact, of course. Yeah, so that was interesting. I mean, it hurt as hell. I think I nearly passed out. I was so dazed for just a few moments, trying to figure out what has just happened, because it's not normal for machinery to just start, So yes, I sat down, actually I lay down on the cold carb road next to the car with the engine running. And I knew how long it was because my auto start function is set to run for 10 minutes and then kill the engine. So engine went off and I was still laying there. That's how I knew it had been 10 minutes. So I had to get up and just try first aid myself, because by now my finger was bleeding as hell. I was holding it, but it was still bleeding. So yes, sometimes tech can be the enemy. But that was pretty much the second time that I had been hurt really bad. And so I figured sometimes it does help to just always be mindful and be careful of what's around you every time. All right, next question. What's your best accomplishment? Well, every day is a winning day for me, so every day is a good day, actually. All days are good days. But I guess in reference to the question, I could say there was this time that there was a stranded vehicle a bit out of town, and a lot of quote-unquote professional mechanics had been to the situation to try and salvage the situation, and apparently no one was figuring it out. Yet it turned out to be such an obvious thing. Of course I can't go into details, doctor-patient confidentiality, but yes, it turned out to be quite simple, and that felt good, coming in as a little unknown fella and just outshining all the big boys. Kind of felt really good. So let me just say it involved a smart key and a very expensive vehicle. And of course, no amount of diagnostics would have figured that out. That was quite something. All right, next question. What's your least favorite event / bad thing that has happened to you? Okay, well, not too sure how to answer that, but just in context. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of shortening these questions based on the guys who sent them. And like I said, they've been sent over time, so it's not something that happened just now or today. But yes, based on the question, I think he's asking what bad thing or what kind of bad thing that has happened to me and I didn't quite like. Sometimes we do get to fight with clients, and for me that's not nice, because as a doctor I would like for you to believe that what I'm telling you is the right thing, based on experience, based on research, based on a bunch of other things that have been happening around our work, our work industry or our workplace. So yeah, sometimes it gets annoying when someone is second guessing you and yet you know that you're right. And so yeah, I would say that's kind of a bad thing. And yeah, sometimes that actually does get annoying, but you can call it an occupational hazard. All right, next question. What is your favorite / dream car? Oh boy, my dream car has always been an Audi R8 Spider with the V10. I will probably never be able to afford it in my lifetime, but since we're allowed to dream, then that is my dream car. All right, that was pretty straightforward, I guess. Let's see, next question. Do you have any friends like you? Of course, yes. Birds of a feather, always birds of a feather. I don't know if they would mind me naming them, but yeah, there are quite a few, and we are all car guys, as always. I mean, sometimes girls get in the picture, but yeah, we are car guys first. So yes, I do have friends like me. I am not alone. All right, this one is interesting. Have you ever had a crash? And if so, how bad? Well. In my many years of driving, yes, there have been incidents. Not very bad ones, but yes, I have ever had a crash. It totally wasn't my fault, and it was just a simple off-road experience. But yes, it did happen, and thankfully no one got hurt. So we can just say that was a lesson for the day. So what happened is we got run off the road, basically. Sorry, forgive my French. Some driver who was not paying attention ran us off the road and hit someone else as they tried to avoid us at the last minute. So of course we also went off and just had to correct and try and manage the vehicle without hurting anyone. So yes, I have ever had a crash. How many years have we been driving? 2002. Do the math. We are in 2018, so 16 years, I guess. 16, right? Yes. 16 years. It's as long as some of you have been alive. So you better put some respect on my name. Yes, 16 years. Okay. This one is kind of related to something I already answered. What other gadgets do you have? Okay. Coming from a background of IT. Oh, and by the way, before I got to this mechanics work and stuff, I actually have certification and a degree in management information systems with a specialty in wireless network security, and I've also been very, very, very involved in Android development and anything Android. Oh, and the most interesting part that made me some money while I was a youngster was web and print design, which also paid the bills right off of campus. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I liked that the industry was still growing then, so we had a lot of opportunity. But then it got to a point where there was just a bit too much of these briefcase companies. I mean, I used to design websites for close to, I don't know, $3,000 ish, and then suddenly some briefcase ninjas come up and they're charging a tenth of that. Of course, for not the same quality of work, but you know how people are. Humans are humans, so they'll obviously want the cheaper option. And that means you big ballers need to step aside. So, back to the question, what gadgets do you have? Many gadgets. But my favorite are my smartwatch, recently acquired. Well, not so recent. It was a it was a robbery of sorts. My earpiece, Bluetooth earpiece, because that saves me tons of time by being able to talk while I work. And there's a little clever thing called an infrared thermometer, which also makes it very easy to tell surface temps before touching it and burning the skin off your fingers. That has saved me quite a bit in the past. So yes, those are my favorite gadgets. Anything else? I really can't remember right now. But yes, so I am done for now. I have fully disassembled this switch. Let me actually bring everything into the shot here. And I'll try to do an exploded diagram of how this works. Oh, so just to explain a bit where the switch comes from, you have a power switch and you have a manual mode switch, right? So these two guys, they kind of work to tell the TCM, or the transmission control module in an automatic vehicle, what the driver wants. So power means that it should hold the revs higher and yeah, just make you enjoy your driving experience. But for the other one, I have no clue. Ha! Kidding. But yes, so the reason I'm doing this is because I want to repurpose this switch. And I needed to make sure it is good and ready for work. So it just has a load of springs and mechanisms that make it work the way it does. And it should be fairly straightforward. Yeah, it should be fairly straightforward. So I will get it nice and clean. I'll go put the non-volatile items in a liquid soap bath, give them a nice clean, and then get some nice dielectric grease in there for the contacts, the sliding surfaces, piece it all together, and you shall see it premiere in one of the vehicles soon. So, thank you for keeping me company. I will try to do more of these. I guess they are good content and I hope you like them. Please suggest your ideas. Bring anything that you may like to discuss or review or anything like that so that we can have more to share. And on that bombshell, it is now 34 past. Oh, this took almost half an hour. So I have literally wasted half an hour of your life watching me ramble about nothing really. Hey, but for those of you who are watching, maybe you figured out how to do this. So get your metal strips from your old wipers and learn how to disassemble safely without breaking the tabs. You see, my tabs are still alive. Yeah. All right. Peace out. Until next time.